अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
नजीब, दिस इज तुफैल अली। मोहसिन, आप मौजूद हैं हमारे साथ?
Yes, sir. I'm in the class right now.
मोहसिन, आप मौजूद हैं हमारे साथ? राइट। आज हमारी दूसरी क्लास है, सो विल जस्ट वेट फॉर सम अदर स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो।
Okay. सर पहली क्लास कब हुई?
जो कल मिस हो गई थी वो पहली क्लास थी।
ओके, तो क्लास काउंट होगी, ये बाद में एडजस्ट एडजस्ट की
बाद में
जाएंगी।
एडजस्ट करेंगे इसको इंशाल्लाह।
ओके। मैं एक
वालेकुम।
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
कैसे सर, आप खैरियत?
जी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। आप ठीक है मीसम?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। जी मीसा।
जी नजीब, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
सर मैं एक चीज़ पूछना चाह रहा था। एक्चुअली प्रोग्राम हमने ज्वाइन ही बेसिकली इस चीज़ पे किया था स्टार्टिंग में कि
जी।
हमें क्लासेस जो संडे की शाम को मिल रही थी।
राइट।
तो अभी कुछ ऐसा चांस नहीं है कि ये बाद में अगर संडे के को भी शाम में हो जाए, फिजिकल क्लासेस जो है, पॉसिबल है ऐसा?
अच्छा नजीब, देखें दो चार बातें।
जी।
एक बात तो ये कि टाइम टेबल जो है वो मुझसे डिस्कस नहीं हुआ था, और ये
ठीक है।
मेरा ख्याल है मेरा पुराना टाइम टेबल जो है वही कॉपी करके उन्होंने क्लासेस को वो कर दिया है।
ठीक है।
और देख लेते हैं अभी इसकी टाइम चेंजिंग के हवाले से
जी।
एनईडी एकेडमी में बात करते हैं, देखते हैं क्या कहते हैं। ठीक है।
ठीक
तो
है सर।
मेरा संडे का मोस्ट प्रोबेबली संडे का जो मेरा वो रहेगा सिलसिला, वो जो मैं प्रेफर करूंगा वो 2 बजे की क्लास करूंगा, 2 से 4 बजे की। लेकिन
हाँ सर,
लेट्स
दो।
सी कि वो क्या होता है।
जी, दो से 2 से 4 भी सही है।
जी।
लेकिन इस सुबह को 11 बजे एक्चुअली हम जॉब करने वाले हैं। एक दो और जो मेरे साथ ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं, मेरे फ्रेंड भी हैं, वो भी जॉब करते हैं कराची में, लेकिन रहते हैं हैदराबाद में।
सही
तो वो
सही सही।
वीकेंड पे घर भी जाते हैं। फिर वहां से उनको भी मुश्किल होता है, और मैं भी नूरियाबाद में जॉब करता हूँ, तो मुझे आने के लिए भी डिफिकल्टी हो जाती है, क्योंकि हमें पहुंचते पहुंचते सुबह में फिर टाइम लग जाता है।
एग्जैक्टली। तो बहरहाल बात करके देख लेंगे,
जी।
एनईडी एकेडमी में देखते हैं क्या सिलसिला रहता है। सैटरडे को क्लास जो है वो 6 से 8 बजे की क्लास है।
जी।
और क्योंकि आप लोगों की वो छुट्टी का टाइम हो रहा होगा, तो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली गाड़ियों में ही आप लोग ऑनलाइन ही उसको सुन रहे होंगे।
जी। जी बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है, वो इशू नहीं है हमारे लिए।
अच्छा, दूसरी बात ये कि रिगार्डिंग फिजिकल क्लासेस, तो इस
यस।
वक्त जो कोविड की जो सिचुएशन चल रही है और थर्टी
जी।
फाइव परसेंट प्लस जो पॉजिटिविटी रेट आया हुआ है कराची का, मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली ज़्यादातर हमारी क्लासेस जो हैं वो ऑनलाइन ही होंगी, मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली। लेकिन
ओके।
लेट्स सी कि यूनिवर्सिटी क्या फैसला करती है और क्या उसका वो सिलसिला रहता है। ठीक है।
ओके। ओके।
सर ये थर्सडे को जो रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर मेंशन किया हुआ है उसके बारे में जरा बताइएगा। वो टाइम टेबल में जैसे थर्सडे में रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर लिखा हुआ है।
अच्छा, रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर को जिस तरह की चीज़ है कि आप लोगों के लिए जो सेशंस हैं वो रिकॉर्ड कर दिए जाएंगे, और
जी।
वो आप लोगों को लिंक जो है वो अपलोड कर दिए जाएंगे।
सेशन मतलब ये जो सैटरडे संडे की हम जो क्लास ले रहे
जो
हैं,
हम
अगर
क्लास
वो
ले रहे
किसी
हैं, जी जी।
तो वो किसी से मिस हो जाती है तो वो थर्सडे को ले लेगा वो रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर, ऐसे?
नहीं, थर्सडे को अलग क्लास होगी, अलग
अच्छा,
सेशन
थर्सडे को
डिस्कशन
क्लास।
होगा। और
अच्छा,
सैटरडे संडे को अलग डिस्कशन होगा।
मतलब हफ्ते में हमारी 3 क्लासें हो रही हैं।
3 क्लासेस हो रही हैं आपकी।
अच्छा, तो वो रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर का क्या टाइम होगा, वो किस टाइम अपलोड हो जाता है?
ज्यादातर मैं 2 बजे रिकॉर्ड करके 2 बजे तक उसको अपलोड कर देता हूँ।
ठीक है।
ठीक है।
ओके।
तो 2 बजे
और
तक आपके
सेट।
पास वो नोटिफिकेशन आ जाता है। फिर आप जो है
हम्म।
उसको वो कर देते हैं जिस वक्त भी आपका वो हो, थर्सडे वाले दिन, फ्राइडे वाले दिन, सैटरडे वाले दिन आप उसको कर लेते हैं। थोड़ी बहुत डिस्कशन जो है उस पर क्लास में हो जाती है। अच्छा,
ओके।
मेरा सिलसिला कुछ इस किस्म का रहा है कि जनरली हम इसको इस तरह से कर रहे होते हैं कि जो बहुत ज़्यादा रीडिंग मटेरियल होता है वो मैं थर्सडे को अपलोड कर देता हूँ, सो दैट के सैटरडे संडे को हम उसको क्लास में डिस्कस कर सके।
ओके, दैट मीन्स के सैटरडे और थर्सडे को सिर्फ रिकॉर्ड लेक्चर हम किसी भी अपने टाइम फ्रेम में सुन सकते हैं और उनको
जी
स्टडी कर सकते
इंशाल्लाह, जी बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है।
हैं। ओके।
और सर वो क्लासरूम, ये जो हमारी क्लासरूम वाली एप्लीकेशन है उसी में वो रिकॉर्ड होगा,
जी
आ जाएगा
इसी में,
रिकॉर्ड लेक्चर?
जी इसी में आपके पास वो लिंक आ जाएगा, वो आप इसी में ही देख लेंगे।
ठीक है। और सैटरडे का आपने बताया कि 6 to 8 जो है वो टाइम होगा सैटरडे का।
सैटरडे 6 to 8 का टाइम अभी दिया हुआ है एज पर शेड्यूल।
ठीक है। और संडे जो है वो 11 to 1 ही जो ऑनलाइन क्लास है, फिलहाल यही चलेगी।
जी ऐसे ही है फिलहाल।
ठीक है। ओके।
नजीब ने ये कहा है कि हम उसको थोड़ा चेंज करना चाह रहे हैं क्लास को, टाइमिंग्स को। तो
सर वो
अभी
आपको जो है फिजिकल क्लास के हिसाब से कह रहे हैं कि अगर फिजिकल, जैसे मैं मेरे ही नाम पे कह रहे थे कि मैं हैदराबाद आता हूँ, तो जैसे मैं फ्राइडे को शाम को जो है आफ्टर जॉब आ जाता हूँ हैदराबाद, फिर संडे जो है 4 बजे यहाँ से मैं निकलता हूँ। तो अगर मतलब पहले जैसे हमारे एजाज साहब ने हमें कहा था कि आपकी संडे की भी जो फिजिकल क्लास होगी वो 5 या 6 बजे होगी, तो उस हिसाब से तो हमने कहा था कि ठीक है, ये तो टाइम बिल्कुल सही है, फीजिबल है हमारे लिए, फिजिकल
ठीक है।
क्लास हम ले सकते हैं। लेकिन जब ये टाइम टेबल 11 पे आ गया, सुबह के 11 बजे, तो उस टाइम काफी लोगों के लिए सुबह 11 बजे फिजिकल क्लास लेना मुश्किल होगा। तो
ठीक
इसलिए
है
फिर
जिन
मैंने भी
लोगों
ग्रुप
को,
में कि ये। जी जी।
राइट, जिन लोगों को अपने टाइमिंग्स के हवाले से एजाज साहब ने ये बात कही थी, आप काइंडली एक एप्लीकेशन जो है वो मूव कर लें अपने डायरेक्टर साहब, डायरेक्टर एडीडी एकेडमी रिजवान
हम्म।
फारूकी साहब के नाम पे कि इस तरह से कहा गया था, तो हमारे टाइम इस तरह से करें, और एंड देन वील डिस्कस कि उसको वो क्या करना है।
हम्म।
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है।
हम फिजिकल क्लासेस के हवाले से यही चाह रहे थे कि
जी
शाम में
जी,
क्लास।
राइट।
बाकी ऑनलाइन तो ये टाइमिंग भी सही है हमारे लिए, कोई
हाँ,
ठीक है।
ऑनलाइन तो ये भी सही है।
ठीक है। लेकिन ये संडे की क्लास जो है वो ज्यादातर शायद फिजिकल क्लास की बात हो रही है।
जी जी बिल्कुल फिजिकल
जी
की
जी।
तो
बात।
लेट्स सी कि उसको किस तरह से हम लोग करते हैं।
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है। वी आर स्टिल वेटिंग फॉर सम अदर स्टूडेंट्स टू जॉइन इन। हमारे पास बैच 1 के और बैच 2 के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, ये बैच 1 के स्टूडेंट अभी आए हैं उस्मान साहब। सो वील जस्ट वेट फॉर अ वाइल कि बच्चे आ जाए, सो दैट
अस्सलाम
हमारी बात जो है वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स तक
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
uh,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर। हाउ आर यू ब्रदर्स?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम अब्दुस सलाम
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Absalam. I am from Somalia, staying in
from
Pakistan.
Somalia, right?
Yes, yes, I'm from Somalia.
So Ahlan wa Sahlan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so nice to see you, Abdus Salam.
Yes, Abdus Salam.
Okay, so we'll just wait for a while,
Okay, sir. Okay.
and then we'll have a discussion. Then we'll have a discussion when everybody is here. So we're still waiting for some students to join in to complete our quorum. Five. We'll wait for 5 minutes more.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सादिक साहब, क्या हाल है आपके?
सर अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह का शुक्र। आप सुनाए सर, खैरियत से?
जी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। बाकी सब कहाँ हैं?
लगता है बाकी सबकी आंख नहीं खुली।
अच्छा, चलें बस
इरफान साहब को मैंने मैसेज किया लेकिन कोई रिप्लाई नहीं आया उनका।
चलें स्टार्ट करते हैं, बस 1 मिनट मुझे दें, स्टार्ट करते हैं। अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन once again.
वालेकुम सलाम सर।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
So can everybody see my screen?
यस सर।
यस सर।
I would request everyone to mute the mics. So we'll just start for our classes, and then in the end we'll have our attendance, and then we'll have our homeworks. So welcome everyone to your first session with me in the first week of your post-grad diploma in sustainable engineering. We are starting with course 2, sustainability, economics, tools and management. So this is basically the outline of what we'll be studying over the period of 8-9 weeks in this course. And I understand that we have two batches here, batch 1 and batch 2. Batch 1 has already completed course 1 with me, and I guess course number 5. Sadiq Saab? Usman Saab?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Course number 5, lean manufacturing.
Lean manufacturing. Whereas
जी
for
सर, कुछ
हम लोगों ने ये
आवाज
जो
कम आ रही है, मुझे पता नहीं क्यों।
अच्छा अगर देख लें आप बाकी सब लोगों का आवाज क्लियर है?
सर क्लियर है बिल्कुल।
ओके काइंडली
जी जी
म्यूट
क्लियर
कर
है।
लें। ओके so batch 1 जो है they've completed course 1 and course 5 with me and we are now doing course number 2 whereas for batch number 2 आप लोगों का ये पहला कोर्स है?
जी।
Assalamualaikum, sir. Yes, actually.
Okay, so that is good. So we'll try our best कि
Thank you, sir.
whatever is prerequisite for this course is available for you, and then maybe perhaps later on you could have it repeated in the other courses as well.
Noted, sir.
अच्छा sir, one thing I want to ask is कि whatever lectures you will carry out in the class, uh, will it be available? These slides, will it be available for all of us later on?
Ji, inshallah. This time I'm trying to uh, have a controlled discussion so that they are presentable for everyone and for a later period of time also.
Okay.
So, what we'll be studying is we'll be studying about the economic development, the sustainability, the underlying concept of sustainability in the concept of in economic development, the tools that we used for measuring sustainability and for reporting sustainability, and how do and some of the tools and techniques that are used for the management of sustainability. So this is the course outline that we'll be following, and this is available, I guess, in the prospectus brochure that has been shared with you. So, economics of sustainable development and international environmental problems. Uh, we've always had a discussion of the Pakistan environmental problems and some of the problems that are highlighted as international problems by international NGOs. What we'd love to hear is what are some of the environmental problems of the state of Somalia and perhaps in some other countries also. We'll study the concept of footprints, and for this course, we have ecological footprints, carbon footprints as a course matter, and we'll also try to understand what are carbon dioxide. Sorry, carbon footprint is included, and we'll also try to understand what can be water footprint. We'll study some of the international standards that are used for these measuring and ensuring that they are understood universally. The ISO standards. We'll try to learn something about life cycle assessments. This would be a software based assessment in detail, and I'll have a discussion later on with the department of how the this thing will be covered. We'll have a discussion on material flow analysis, and what I'd like to say is mass balance of a system. And we'll also have a detailed discussion rather on impact assessments. We'll also have a discussion on management systems. We'll primarily focus on the environmental management system. We'll try to understand its historical development and in its present state, what we call as the high level standards, HLS, and how other standards such as quality management systems, occupational health management system, food safety management system, and other management systems can be aligned in a similar way. So, this is basically a standardization of standards that we'll be learning in the management course, and we'll be discussing in detail about the environmental management course and its 10 elements. We'll also have a discussion on the sustainable reporting, and I intend to use the GRE version 3 or 4, whatever is available, for the sustainable reporting, and we'll see how we'll progress at that aspect. So, a little bit introduction about myself and how we'll be conducting the course. My name is Tufail Zubedi. I am an engineer by qualification. I did my bachelor's in civil engineering from Mehran University way back in 2001. And then I was briefly involved in constructions of buildings and some constructions at British Petroleum's oil wells in the district of Badin, Pakistan. I then proceeded to do my master's. Just a minute, please. I have a phone call to attend. Right, sorry, that was a spam call. So after having done some of my work as a site civil engineer, I did my master's in environmental engineering from NED University in 2000 and completed it in 2004. And then from 2005 to 2011, I was involved with a consulting firm, and we conducted some of the initial environmental impact assessments, EIA, and initial environmental examination that we like to call here in Pakistan. And I was primarily involved in environmental management and energy management in the industries of Pakistan. So my specialty in during that time was the textile sector, which is one of the highest GDP earners in Pakistan. So having conducted an assessment, energy and environmental assessment in 350 industries, so then I moved on in 2011, where a similar sort of project was conceived for the Bangladesh industries, and wherein we provided similar services for the energy and environmental management. And I was lucky enough to have visited 100 industrial units in Bangladesh, in different parts of Bangladesh. Then in 2014 to 2018, I was involved again with the environmental assessments of project, in which some of the worth mentioning project was the EIA environmental impact assessment of Tanda Dam, which is situated in Kohat. Tanda Dam was constructed in about 50 years ago by then the uh, head of the state of Pakistan, General Ayub Khan. And then after 50 years, there was a program to rehabilitate it and to develop a tourism site wherein water sports, barbecues, and something like that were to be planned. So I conducted an EIA of that project. And I was also involved with the design of sewerage system of Sialkot Industrial Zone, wherein about 300 to 400 tanning units, small and medium sized tanning units, are to be developed. And I was involved with the water and wastewater aspect of the project, wherein water collection and sewerage treatment was designed. Then in 2019, I founded my own consultancy by the name of SPMC Environmental Consultants. And since then, I've been doing my work, Alhamdulillah. And presently, I'm involved with the Asian Development Project, wherein for the education department in Sindh, wherein I look after 10 districts of Sindh. So, a lot about myself. I'd like to hear more about you people. Can we start with an introduction of students, please? Sadiq Saab, would you like to volunteer? Mohsin Saab?
So should I start?
Ji, please.
Okay, sir. My name is Bazat Ali. I graduated from ND University in 2021, and after that, I have been working as an associate engineer, utilities and mechanical in Utopia Industries. It's a textile industry. They basically sell their products to Amazon. They are currently building their own industry here in Pakistan in North Karachi industrial area, as well as they're planning to extend these facilities in Nooriabad and Hub as well.
Where is the parent company located?
They are basically Pakistanis. They sell their products to in Amazon. Basically, they are an
Okay.
e-commerce market. They used to buy products from China and then sell it on Amazon, but now they are planning to build industries in Pakistan and export it from here within Pakistan. So they are working on injection molding plants as well, cookware plants as well, and as textile too.
Okay.
So we are
That is
handling
nice
all
to
the
hear.
utilities. Yes, sir.
And what is your understanding about sustainability of this project, and how do you think it's going to fit in with your work?
Since Ethiopian Industries is currently under construction and they are going through a lot of phases, I found it really important to see and many domains that are mentioned in sustainability here. For example, sir, we are working and there's a lot of consumption for of electricity and gas as well. So I propose a plan that we should go for solar energy for various uses, and they liked the idea. And in order to proceed with it, I thought about if I need to have ideas, I need to learn more about sustainability as well. So these are the factors. This is why I enrolled in this course.
I see. I guess the course number 4, which is primarily related to energy management, would be more beneficial in this regard for you. But we'll
Definitely.
also have a similar discussion in our course also.
Okay.
Ji, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Sir,
Yes,
should I start? Yes, sir.
Ji,
Hello,
please.
and my name is Abdul Salam. I'm from Somalia, and I graduate from Dawood University in engineering, petroleum and gas engineer. And I have done my bachelor last this year in 2021. I have export and import in companies here.
Abdi Salam, your voice is not audible.
Can you hear me?
Your
Yes, I
voice
can
is
hear you.
audible.
You can. It's
To
audible
us.
now, sir. And have you heard all what I say?
Yes, you've done your bachelor's,
In the
and last
university.
year, I guess. And
Yes, I know. I graduate from last 2021.
okay,
Now I have my own business, which and I have a company which exports something from Pakistan to Somalia and all Africa.
okay. So you have your own company, and why are you doing sustainability?
Actually, I'm from petroleum engineering, so
Okay,
I think in petroleum industry the people who's going to join them, they need to understand sustainability, because there is a more problem about energy, about climate change. So I need to understand all of this. That's why I wrote this course.
right. That is good. So who else is going to volunteer?
Okay, sir. My name is Najib Kalim, and
Kareem, sir.
I'm graduate from Mehran University in Chemical Engineering Department. Recently,
Okay,
I'm working at Nooriabad wind sector. Uh, Wind sector is basically working on renewable energies. So I'm working there. My previous experience was thermal in thermal energy. That was in K electric projects. Basically, I'm representing as a client there as a HSE engineer, HSE and environmental engineer, and also working on social issues there.
okay, Kareem.
Yes.
So, uh, my name is Nasir Raza. I am a graduate from
Nasir.
Mehran University. Yes, sir. I am a graduate from Mehran University in Chemical Engineering Department. A part of that, I've also done my master's in Chemical Engineering. And uh, as far as the HSC certifications are concerned, I have done my IOSH, NIBOSH, and ISO 45001. And currently, I am doing job in MIDA Safety. And before that, I was working in a contractor company. They were working in the shell LOBP plant, and I was there as a HSC engineer, and currently at Midas Safety, I'm a senior officer HSC.
Right. Nasir Raza.
Yes.
Sir, my name is Usman Abdul Sattar, and I had done my MSc in petroleum technology from University of Karachi in 2012. And my most experience in the field, I am most experienced in the field of occupational health, safety, and environment. 7 years had been working in Pakistan, and 7 years in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. And
Right, Usman.
recently I came back from the Saudi Arabia, and I started working here. So currently I'm working in Al Rahim textile industry as a assistant manager sustainability and environment. And
Right.
in from 1st Feb I will join Utopia Industries as deputy manager, health, safety, environment.
Zabardast. Anyone else?
Yes, actually, my name is Syed Misam Ali Muswi. Okay. Am I audible to all?
Ji, ji, ji.
Actually, I completed my graduation from University of Karachi from Environmental Sciences, and I completed my MSc in Environmental Sciences since 2017. And then I joined the consultant firm Global Environmental Management Services, and I worked there for two years for 18-19, and then I moved to the Qatar, and I worked there for 1 year, 6 months as an environmental and EMS management consultant. Also, I have done lots of courses like IOSHN Bosch and ISO 45001, ISO 9001, ISO 14,001, and multiple. I have worked there for environmental consultancies and ISO standards consultancy. Relatedly, the the municipality and environmental conditions were reported. So that's why I work for the clients to solve the problem for environment for clients. So that was my work similarly to the consultancy. And right now I came back to Pakistan and I founded the company which is named LR International, and I'm working for waste management as well as I'm working for environmental management like EIA, IEEE, and working for this. Right now, right now I have an objective to read and learn further things. So I was interested to learn more. So I found that the advertisement from NAD University. So I just joined. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Misam. Yes. Who else is here? Your participation ensures that your attendance is taken. So, if you're silent, please be assured that your attendance will not be marked.
Assalamualaikum. Am I audible?
Little bit.
Little
So,
bit.
who is this?
This is Azka Anis. I'm a graduate
Azka
from.
Anis, right?
Yes. I'm sorry, I have a bit of sore throat over here.
It's okay. I hope you're not. I hope you've done your COVID PCR and it's come
Yes,
back as negative.
yes, sir, yes. All
Alhamdulillah.
the necessary measures have been taken, and just recovery phase चल रहा है अभी तो ना. And my introduction. So as far as that, I believe I was listening to each and every one over here ना. So I believe I am the youngest one over here in the lot.
नहीं नहीं ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है.
अक्टूबर 20 के अंदर ही NEDC ग्रेजुएशन हुई इलेक्ट्रिकल के अंदर ना basically.
जबरदस्त.
And it's just my 1 year I have completed on job experience. I am basically currently enrolled as a technical sales engineer in Beyond Green Solar Solutions.
Okay,
That is
so
my job.
again,
And the knowledge about my sustainability, my interest was basically सर इसी तरह से कि entrepreneurship को माइंड में रखते हुए ना ये रहता है कि फर्दर कोर्स ऑफ स्टडी के लिए मास्टर्स से ज़्यादा अगर हम इस चीज़ों पे अपनी स्किल्स को मैं अपनी पॉलिश कर लेता हूँ तो that would be
right,
like prospect for me.
right, Azka, that is very nice of you to think in such a way. इंशाल्लाह हम देखते हैं इसका क्या करेंगे.
इंशाल्लाह सर.
और अच्छी बात यह है कि आपके पास यहाँ पे बड़े एक्सपीरियंस लोग मौजूद हैं.
Yes sir.
और उस्मान साहब आपको हेल्प कर सकेंगे, मीसम जो है वो आपको हेल्प कर सके जिन्होंने अपनी अभी कंपनी फर्म बनाई है, और मिडास में कौन साहब हैं वो आपको हेल्प कर सकते हैं।
नासिर रजा।
नासिर रजा, मैं हूँ सर मिडास का।
Oh, sure, sir, sure. Why not, sir? Sure.
तो ये सब लोग जो हैं वो आपको हेल्प कर सकेंगे, एंड वी विश एंड प्रे फॉर योर सक्सेसेस फॉर योर फ्यूचर।
इंशाल्लाह
सो
सर, लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड।
ऑफ कोर्स सेम हियर। सो हु इज नेक्स्ट? एनीवन एल्स? या मैं नाम लेना शुरू करूं? मोहसिन, आप मौजूद हैं?
Yes, you are calling me, sir. Misam.
मोहसिन, मोहम्मद मोहसिन, मोहसिन मौजूद हैं आप? मोहसिन आप मौजूद हैं? नजीब आप मौजूद हैं?
यस सर।
ओके, आपने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं दिया।
सर दे दिया। आई हैव गिवन माय इंट्रोडक्शन ऑलरेडी।
somehow I missed it.
Okay, I'm repeating again. My name is
Please.
Najib Kalim. I am graduate from Mehran University in Chemical
अच्छा
Engineering
अच्छा, कलीम साहब, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, सॉरी।
Department.
राइट,
No problem.
ठीक है ठीक है, मैंने कलीम सिर्फ लिखा है। ओके, सो behzad, aska, nasir, najib, usman, misam, abdus salam. So we have 8 students here, और बाकी जो है वो खामोश है। Okay, so we'll come back. Can you see my screen at the moment?
Not right
No.
now, sir.
No.
No.
Okay, so कोई बात नहीं। अब नजर आ रही है स्क्रीन?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
no. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll move on. What I've been already saying, just let me reiterate for you and let it be documented for the record. Uh, Class rules and etiquettes. I would like to follow the following etiquettes: that we'd like to start our class on time, and if anyone is late, any student is late, so it would be better if I get the information, if he would kindly inform somebody in the class and let me know he's late for some reason, or if he's not available for class today. So medium of teaching will be English, but to make an impactful teaching experience, we'll try to be multilingual as needed. Classroom is more like a participatory discussion type instead of a typical classroom type wherein the teacher speaks for hours and hours and the student just absorbs, and then has that discussion at the end for the examination. This type of class is more like a participatory discussion type. So what I want from every one of you is whenever you come to class, kindly see what has been discussed in the previous class. Kindly do the homework that has been done, that has been asked of you. Deadlines are not important, but it would be nice if you do it over the week so that we have a similar discussion, and your learning of the subject matter is enforced during the week. Okay. So, and because of that, uh, and one of my objective is to have your increased engagement with the course, and that you experiment with the ideas that are given in the course. So, some activities or homework will be provided. So, it would be not such kind of a homework wherein you have to write it, but rather some sort of a social experiment, or some of your perception, some reading material may be provided. So, and what I want of you is your perception, your understanding, 1 page, 2 page, half page, not more than that, of an idea of a subject, of a concept that has been provided to you. So, and as already discussed earlier, classroom discussion, PowerPoint slides, and recordings, they will be provided this time. Right. Mohsin has is trying to, I guess, just a minute. Huh? Ji, Assalamu alaikum, Mohsin. It would be nice if you would join us again. And for your introduction, you could write it in the chat box. Thank you. Right. So moving on to what we have for discussion today is the introduction of the idea of sustainability. So my understanding of the idea of sustainability, if you just Google the word sustainability, this is the first two things that come as definition to sustainability. The ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level, the avoidance of depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. So, what do you understand of this thing? These two things. The first is related to, if you just Google it, and what you'll get is uh, the first idea, the ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level, it comes with an economics perspective, that we are maintaining our GDP growth at a certain level. It is sustainable economy. We are maintaining our production at a certain production rate. So that is sustainability of an industry. So so that is what comes from an economic perspective. For our understanding, and what we can relate to from the environment and climate change perspective, is the avoidance of depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. Is This is something that we can relate to, we can understand with ease. So before we go any further, generally, what did sustainability mean to you? Ji Behzad.
So, for me, sustainability means working in your own means and making sure that the environment does not get affected by it.
Okay. So, anyone else?
For
So
me, I think,
sustainability.
please, yes, please.
To keep the environment and the natural resource safe from any harm that comes from your side, and also to think in for the future generation, and to not to get bad environment from you.
Okay, Abdul Salam. Thank you. So, anyone else? क्या
Sir,
समझते हैं सस्टेनेबल क्या चीज है?
sir, actually, most of the people they think about sustainability and they relate sustainability only to the environment. But as per my understanding, it is not only related to the environment, but it is also related to the manufacturing methods and carbon footprints as well, and energy management system. It is a very vast, very broad field. So we cannot say that
Okay.
sustainability is only related to the environment, and we have to do our work and in order to leave less bad impact on the environment only. We have to manufacture our products in a manner where we have to use the minimum natural resources, and by keeping our environment clean and leave less bad impact on that environment. This is what I understand sustainability is.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Okay. जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम इरफान
Irfan
साहब.
Sari here. Yes, sir.
हाँ अंसारी साहब.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically,
इरफान साहब
sustainability, I
बिफोर
think,
एक
yeah.
सेकंड इरफान साहब. इरफान साहब बैच 1 के हैं, आई नो इरफान साहब, लेकिन जो नए दोस्त हैं उनके लिए अगर आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन करवा दें।
Okay, sir. My name is Irfan Ansari. I have done Energy and Environment from Hamdard University. Now also doing PhD from the same subject, Energy and Environment. And right now working at Al Rahim Textile Industry as a General Manager, Sustainability, Effluent Treatment Plant, ETP, and now I have additional responsibility of utility as well. So
Right.
that,
So Irfan Saab is a very responsible person, and he's here. He has a good knowledge of everything. So इरफान साहब, हमारे साथ एक दोस्त है
जी सर.
जो कि आपसे बहुत जूनियर है, वो अपना कैरियर स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, और मैंने यही एक डिस्कशन उनसे की है कि एवरीबडी इज हियर टू हेल्प ईच अदर। सो
Yeah,
हो
sure,
सकता
sure,
है वो
sure, for sure,
डिस्कशन हो तो वो आपके साथ भी वो आएगा, ठीक है ना?
for sure, sir.
चले, थैंक यू। इरफान साहब, आप प्लीज कंटिन्यू करें सस्टेनेबिलिटी पे।
Yes,
यू
sir.
वर
Basically, sir, sustainability is all about the balancing of major three pillar या major three aspect. That is environment, economic, and social aspect. So this is sustainability is balancing these all the pillar. And what Usman Saab said, basically we have to be wise to use our resources in every aspect, not just being in the industries. If you are industry, you have to think about how you can minimize your carbon footprint, how you can do something for the CSR, how you can make good impact for your country economy. So basically, sustainability is a broader spectrum where you think about your future generation, your resources, renewable. So it's all about the strategy where we can balance all these pillar and think about our future generation that they must have all the resources what they need in future, and we have no right to consume all the resources for our need, and there in future there may be not that enough resources for them.
चले,
So
थैंक यू इरफान साहब,
thank you,
थैंक
sir.
यू। वी हैव अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मीसम। जी मीसम।
I was just endorsing the thing from Sir Irfan, that he explained that thing very much clear. Actually, what I want to say for sustainability, since human being uh, in the in the power or in the authority in the on the earth, so there was a ages hunting gathering, then came to the agriculture age, then came to the industrial age, and now we are entering to the cyber age, but not in totally from Pakistan. So we are using the resources, and the result of anthropogenic activities like human activities. So what we are doing, we are extracting the resources and we are using them. Some natural resources which are non-renewable and some are renewable. So what is a non-renewable resource is very much abundant though, but right now, after that, the time for coming 200 years, 500 years, and we don't know how many years are coming. So we have to control the use of the non-renewable resources, like many things are there, carbon footprints and other things can be contribute in this. So how much the anthropogenic activity will be controlled and not use the non-renewable resources, or make it insignificant of use, not a significant use of natural resources. So what I think sustainability is to extend the resource use, that how much we have, and give the time to earth to renew the and cycle of the making of means renewable or generation of the resources. So there's a cycle of the earth, which since the earth
ठीक
was
है
created
मीसम
since
साहब।
it is coming through.
जी
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है
Thank you.
मीसम साहब, थैंक यू। थैंक यू। वील गेट बैक टू आवर कोर्स। और जाहिर है जो आपने बात कही है, दीज आर ऑल वेरी ट्रू, एंड दे फॉर्म डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स, डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स, of the study of sustainability, environment, and climate change. So we'll inshallah have that discussion in the class in detail at some later point in time. But for today, let's get back to what setting the direction of the course for the rest of the course. So sustainability, sorry. So sustainability is the ability to meet or maintain something at a certain level. So what I mean by that is, say for example, if everybody is working towards an improvement in his life, we are working towards an improvement in our education, we work towards an improvement in our financial status, we work towards an improvement in the environmental performance, we move towards an improvement on the economic sector of the GDP or GNP of the country. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to improve that thing. And by sustainability, we mean that whatever improvement is done, that is maintained. And if I come from a consultant's perspective, मोहसिन आप कुछ ऐड करना चाह रहे हैं?
जी सर, मुझे आ रही है.
Okay, that is good. So from this, if because I'm a consultant, और मैं अगर अपने experience के हिसाब से ये बात कहूँ, तो from a consultant's perspective, sustainability, what I like to say, what I mean by the idea of sustainability is that I go to an industry and I tell them that this is how you're going to improve your productivity. This is how you're going to improve your environmental performance. And that can be by any mean or of any project. Say, for example, I'm working towards the improvement of thermal energy. And I ask them कि भाई आप अपना boiler जो है वो आप इस तरीके से maintain करें, condensate को वापस लेकर आए, economizer लगाए, and many other things that can happen with a boiler. In the with the idea of improving the thermal uh, efficiency of the system. So hota generally what is seen is that when the consultant is there, everybody is saying yes, okay, yeah, we need to improve it and this and that, and for some days the understanding, the training, the learnings of the consultant, they are implemented. But once the consultant is gone, say for after 1 month or 3 months, everybody just forgets that thing, and they revert back to their old ways because that is easy. ठीक है ना कि और and having control or controlling your system, that requires effort, which some lazy operators would not want to do. So they revert back to their old ways कि पानी जाया हो रहा है, बिजली जाया हो रही है, energy is getting wasted, so nobody is concerned about it. So the consultant, what I say by consultancy is that whatever I teach is retained for a very long period of time, say 5 years or 10 years, or it becomes part of your daily decision making system. The learning, the time, the effort put in by a consultant is made use of, the benefits are reaped out of it, and it becomes useful for the industry. It just not the fact that when the consultant is gone and you forget every learning and then you revert back to your old thing. So that is what I mean by sustainability. And there are excuse me, and there are many things, there are many tools, there are many techniques by which this can be done. One of them can be your environmental management system, in which the top management can ask the environmental performance, the thermal performance of the utilities department. Say, for example, okay, how much steam was produced, how much steam got utilized, how much was wasted, how much makeup water was used, how much water was actually retained in the system and not evaporated or lost. Okay? So that is what we mean by sustainability in its uh, implementation perspective. So the other statement is the avoidance of depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. So what we've seen and what who was saying, Nisam was saying, right? Nisam was saying that uh, human beings have progressed from different ages, from Stone Age to Metal Age to Tools Age, and then from Industrial Age, and different ages have gone by. And by age, what we mean is that there has been a remarkable improvement in the living conditions of the people at that time. Say, for example, during the first during the first few hundred years of human beings on this planet Earth, the human beings were basically hunters. So what they did was that they hunted animals. They had they would eat raw meat. They would hunt animal birds. They would eat vegetables, consume it as it is, or maybe they would consume fruits. And then what would happen is that, and then uh, and then they discovered fire, they discovered wheel, and then their life got considerably improved. So they retained that their understanding. Okay? And then this thing happened and happened and happened, and the things were in control, say until the 1800s. So until then, man was living peacefully and in balance with the nature. And then we had this industrial revolution that came in. One of the things that is that comes in parcel with the industrial age, industrial revolution of the 1870s, was that people used machines. What was done manually, then what was done manually initially was then done through machines. So more work was done, and in order to do more work, you had to put in more energy. You had to extract more resources, and as a result, what happened was कि, a lot of natural resources got depleted in the process. Before electricity was widely available and distributed as we see today, हमारे पास ग्रिड स्टेशंस हैं, ग्रिड स्टेशन से हमारे पास घरों में आ रहा है थ्रू हाई वोल्टेज, देन देयर इज अ स्टेप डाउन ट्रांसफार्मर, एंड फिर हमारे घरों में आ रहा है, फिर हम इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. तो इससे पहले और हमारे पास स्ट्रीट लाइट्स भी हैं. इससे पहले जो हमारे पास सोर्स ऑफ फ्यूल था वो बेसिकली वेल ऑयल था. सो पीपल वुड गो deep into the oceans, they would hunt whale, and the only thing that they would extract was oil out of it. So oil was extracted, the hunted whale, the dead whale was discarded, and as a result, we see that there aren't many whales today. Okay? So this is one of the direct results of anthropogenic activities that is destroying the ecological, environmental, climate change balance in the nature. So, for some time later, in say 1970s, people started realizing that if we maintain such a lifestyle, it is going to be. Can you spray बंद करो please? Here पे spray करें. Please stop it. Okay, so as I was saying, people started realizing that the natural resources are finite in number. We cannot keep on going like this. So, and then once the natural resources depleted, whatever luxury we are maintaining or whatever things that we've come accustomed to will not be possible. Say, for example, today when we travel in Karachi, usually हमारी गाड़ियों में एसी चल रहा होता है, लेकिन आप कंसिडर करें कि हमारी अगर फ्यूल ही मौजूद ना हो, पेट्रोल मौजूद ना हो, तो व्हाट विल डू. ठीक है. Acha, the similar thing happened in the 1970s when there was oil crisis in the international market. So, whatever the reasons for this oil crisis of the 1970s were, one of the good thing happened was that the human nature for survival kicked in. People thought we needed petrol, we needed crude oil. So, and if it is not available in the international market, so they started looking for other sources of energy. So they discovered hydrogen could be used as energy. They discovered that gas can be used as an energy also. They discovered other things also. But one of the good thing that happened was it was the first time that the petroleum engineers started to think in the lines ke we should go for offshore exploration of crude oil. And it was in 1972 that for the first time we had an offshore well somewhere in the ocean. And surprisingly, offshore engineering, offshore drilling, and exploration is still happening today. Pakistan has also started into this venture, but it will take time until we can develop and actually acquire oil, gas through it. But until that time, what we are seeing is that every day our petrol is getting expensive. There can be other reasons to it also, but one of the main reason is that we don't have that much oil. The demand is surpassing highly, enormously than the supply of the petrol. And until and unless we change our ways of living, the petrol is still going to be very expensive. Take for an example the people of China. They commute to their workplaces. They have been using bicycles for many years, going from one place to another place. The country of the Netherlands, they also use a similar model. They don't, everybody may own a car, but they usually do not uh, use that too much. It is a cycle riding nation. Even the prime minister uses his bicycle to go from his home to his office. And we have another example also. There are remarkable advancements in the concept of solar powered bicycles, scooters. So, and all that thing because they are reducing their environmental pollution as a result of combustion of petrol. Okay. So, a lot of that on that discussion later on, maybe in the class. But let's move on to our next slide. So, by whenever we say sustainable or sustainable development, and the background information that resources are depleting and we need to change our habits, our living standards, our living customs. The definition of sustainable development that comes to our mind is that of United Nations World Commission on Environment and Development, of the Bertland Commission, that sustainable development is a development that meets the need of present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. So this definition basically means that whatever needs we have of today, sustainable development is a concept which can ensure that whatever our needs of living are for today are met, and that what we leave for our future generations is the ability for them to meet their needs. So it does not mean that in order to meet our needs, we exploit the resources to such an extent that the future generations, our children, our grandchildren, and the children's after our grandchildren would not be able to meet their own needs. Say, for example, if we deplete petroleum entirely, if we deplete natural gas as we are facing today in Pakistan entirely, our future generations will not be able to meet, will not have natural gas or methane gas for their own use. So that is a question of what we are doing for sustainability. ठीक है? Sustainability presumes that resources are finite, as has already been discussed, and should be used conservatively and wisely, that we do not use it unwisely, with a view of long term priorities and consequences of ways in which resources are used. So, whatever action that we are taking, whatever things we are doing, we should have clear long term priorities in our mind and the consequences of those actions also. So, there's going to be an action, the benefits out of the action that we get, and the consequences that we get. What are the long term benefits? What are the long term priorities? What would be the consequences of this action? So, for everything that we do, should have long term priorities, benefits, and consequences so that the resources do not get depleted. Okay? In simplest terms, sustainability is about our children and our grandchildren and the world we will leave them. Clear?
Yes,
Everyone?
sir.
So
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, clear.
सो गए सब
Yes, sir.
लोग?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सो गए सब लोग?
Yes, sir,
No,
it's very
sir.
clear.
Yeah, yeah. No, sir. No, sir.
No,
Yeah,
no,
मैं
we
कह
sir.
रहा
were
हूँ, मैं
into
कह रहा
the
हूँ,
lecture actually. We were into
जाग
too
रहे हैं
much
ना
in the
सब लोग?
lecture actually.
This is
अच्छा, चल.
interesting, sir, to hear
Yes,
it.
yes, it is interesting. What is more
Yes.
interesting is when we see its actual implementation also.
Yes, I'm relating too much to this, sir.
Please share your experience.
Sir, the current my experience about this is at my site, we are following lenders IFC standards, and in that standards we have many things like endangered species we have found in our area where we are working, and that species is Google plant, which is endangered and very less in quantity in Pakistan. So we are working on that. We have done several surveys on it, and we have created many reports, and we have also hired consultancy for this to how we can save them and rehabilitate them. So I was thinking about it, that the thing you discussed, that we have to care about these things, and we have to go on a sustainability uh, things.
So, Faisal, I also want to add something here.
Ji, please.
Currently, Midas is also very much concerned and very much concerned about sustainability, and they have also made targets of each and every year from 2020, 21, 22. Currently, we have made targets of 2022 for our sustainability, and even we have made the targets for water consumption. We have made the targets for energy resources we are using, the waste management we are using, because Midas is basically a textile manufacturing industry. We manufacture gloves there. So we are also concerned about the vestige of the cloth, actually the yarn which we are using. So there are many things they are concerned about, and I think it is very interesting, and it will be very beneficial for me as well as for Midas. Whatever things I will learn here, it will be beneficial for me and my organization as well.
Yes, Nasser, thank you very much for that remark. Yes, every organization is contributing directly or indirectly towards achieving sustainable development goals. Um Industries have specific goals, and hopefully, we'll be studying those sustainable development goals and targets for industries, uh, in which you'll understand how your actions collectively as an industry accumulate, and then if reported to the government of Pakistan would actually form part of NAMA, and then contribute towards the sustainable development goals of 2030. And inshallah we'll have that discussion. Behzad, I'm just coming back to you. Kaleem, Najib Kalim, it is really interesting to hear about this Google medicinal plant that you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
It was not the case some 15, 20 years ago, because it was a wild bush that was growing widely into the areas between Karachi and Hyderabad, specifically at Nooriabad area. But since this a lot of because this is a good area, a good wind corridor, so a lot of windmills, wind farms are coming in this area, and as a result they are clearing out the vegetation.
Yes, sir.
And it is very unfortunate that some of the consultants who had actually done the EIA IEE of this area did not identify this Google plant, and somebody from the World Bank IFC had to come in, and they had to take pictures and send back and get confirmation that it was a medicinal plant, an endemic medicinal plant only found in this area of Sindh, or this region, and it has a lot of medicinal benefits. And then ultimately we had to start this rehabilitation program by hiring consultant, which basically just explains how much serious we are with the environment, how much serious our actual consultants are in preserving the environment. And
True.
it is, in some cases, it is just the office of a consultant, environmental consultant. And I have been part of that also, and because of that, I could say that it is just another kind of a production line wherein textile industry produces fabric, the consulting firm produces reports, and
True.
it is basically one type of report that comes in, just the name, the location, the GPS coordinates get changed, and then the entire report is the same. And then uh, Misam, would you like to add in what I'm just saying? Could you relate that to your experience, previous experience?
Sir, I could
Yes, actually,
understand.
I face this thing. Actually, thank you so much for this chance. I have faced this thing in country-wise change. Actually, the legal entities has to overtake the responsibility to force the company either to focus on quality of the product, or the, because people are, because I'm doing since 4 year in the related to the waste management actually. So people are sealing their waste. So this is the legal entity responsibility to stop them or to restrict them on this. But the behavior of the common man is not getting changed. The problem is to change the common man behavior towards the working or the environment, or we can go to the companies. So company can align these things by their consultants and by their trainer, and compliance status can be bring out. But the common man is working without the legal, what we can say, legal entity or legal um, prohibitions. So they are doing the working which is not noticeable. So people are working but not focusing the common man norms, like we are doing in our society. They are doing as usual they were doing since 10 years back and 2 decades back. So what I can say in this regard, sustainability is not a problem for the consultant. It is a problem for everyone in this society. Like every common man has a responsibility towards the sustainability.
Okay,
Are you getting me?
Nisam, thank you for that comment. I just like to say one more thing, that having worked a little bit longer in the field than most of you people here, I can say with uh, I can say with authority that changes are happening. Behavior change takes a lot of time, and a lot of things are happening. Changes are We are seeing changes. Back when I started my work, people did not know what the environment was, what climate change is, or what sustainability is. But now I see that a lot of youngsters are coming in with the understanding, with an already built understanding, okay, what the environmental issues of Pakistan are, what the international environmental issues are, what type of climate changes we will be facing in the future. So a lot of change is happening, which is very good to note. Another thing is, I'd just like to recall one of the quotes from Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is, be the change you want to see the change. So in order to see the change, we have to initiate that change. So the we have to educate the people, we have to change our understanding. And I'm not pointing it just to you, Misam, but to everyone, that each and every one of us has to play a role in bringing about this change. So uh, it is a very common example, कि we forget to turn off lights in our homes. ठीक है, वो लाइट जल रही है तो जल रही है, और हमारे घरों का बिजली का बिल आ रहा है. एंड दैट परहैप्स वी कैन कंट्रोल दैट इन आवर होम्स. लेकिन इंडस्ट्रीज में कितनी दफ़ा होता है कि लंच टाइम में आपकी मशीन्स चल रही हैं अनअटेंडेड, कोई प्रोडक्टिविटी नहीं चल रही है. ठीक है, उसके रोलर्स चल रहे हैं, हीटर्स एक अलग बात है, लाइट जो है वो जल रही है. हमारे दफातर जो है, व्हेन वी आर नॉट इन दी ऑफिस, हमारे एसीज चल रहे हैं, हमारी लाइट्स चल रही हैं. सो इट इज नॉट कूलिंग एनीबडी देयर. ठीक है ना. और जो एक सबसे बड़ा एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में किया था, वो बेसिकली एक इंडस्ट्री में जाके मैंने ऑक्यूपेंसी सेंसर्स लगाए थे ऑफिसेज में, इंडस्ट्रीज में, कि जब वहां पे कोई ऑपरेटर नहीं है मौजूद, आपकी लाइट्स जो है, वह एसीज जो है वो बंद हो जाते हैं. तो पहले रेजिस्टेंस आया कि यार हम आते हैं, गर्मी होती है, ये होता है, वो होता है, लेकिन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, ऑन द पेपर, वो चीज़ें जो है वो आपकी सेविंग्स कर रही होती है, दिखा रही होती है. सो वी हैव टू इनिशिएट दैट चेंज. यामीन साहब, आप अभी आए ना? यामीन साहब चलें, आगे पीछे हैं. सो okay, so that is basically the end of today's class. So thank you everyone. आप लोगों की मोस्टली क्लासेस जो हैं उसको हम देख लेंगे. we'll have that discussion. We'll see how best we can accommodate classes. Yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry for yesterday's class. कि I was not aware कि classes start हो गई हैं, and I was not prepared for yesterday's class. So I'm very sorry about that.
No problem, sir. Sir, is there any homework for this week?
Yes, there will be homework for this week. Osama Khan has just joined. Yamin had also joined us. I don't see Yamin Saab here on the. No. Osama Khan Saab, please introduce yourself for everyone. Osama. Osama. Okay, so what?
Professor, I want to ask one question.
Please.
You told us about the occupancy sensors you have installed in some manufacturing industry, and the
Yes.
offices of any manufacturing industry. Can you tell me the budget? Is it budget friendly, or is it of high
Very
budget?
friendly. Very friendly.
Okay, and
It is very friendly.
does it only controls air conditioner, or it also controls like lights
Basically,
and servers?
Yes, it can control lights also. Basically, what happens is that you have a source of electricity and then you have
Mm-hmm.
a load or an appliance that uses that electricity. So this device basically sits in between that thing. So it basically conducts electricity only when it senses somebody. So if
Okay.
there's nobody, it does not conduct the electricity, and your appliance is basically shut off. And when it senses presence of somebody, it is it basically conducts electricity. Ji Aska, 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 you want to say something?
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Halka halka sa. Please speak louder.
Yes, sir. तो वही सोच सोच के सवाल है। जस्ट स्मॉल सजेशन सर कि सर से चीज़ों को आगे लेके चलते हैं कि व्हाई नॉट वी मेक अ व्हाट्सएप ओवर देयर एंड समवन प्लीज स्टार्ट ऑफ the representative to convey the messages to each and everyone so that things would be clearer to those which can join later over here. No?
Aska, आपकी आवाज बहुत हल्की थी, but what I understand is that you want somebody to be nominated so that the information is passed on to everyone. Is that what you intend to say?
Exactly, sir, exactly. यही मैं कहना
Okay.
चाह रहा हूँ कि it was just a suggestion from my side कि if you
जी
deem
जी
it better then you could assign anyone and so that
जी, I don't mind anyone you decide.
है ना
You can have your you can
मैं
have your voting.
इतना ही पार्टिसिपेट कर सकता हूँ क्लास में
ठीक है. बेसिकली शायद कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग की वजह से आगे पीछे हो गए हैं लोग. नो इश्यूज. So next time we'll have a better coordination of things. जो भी आपका schedule है, kindly try to follow that schedule. You want somebody nominated, please have a discussion among your group and let me know. ठीक है, I don't mind कि वो क्या है. I've asked the people at NED University कि दो ग्रुप्स के बजाय एक ग्रुप हो और मुझे ग्रुप्स ढूंढ कर उसमें चीज़ें लिखनी ना पड़ रही हो दोबारा दोबारा. So anything would be good, whatever suits you.
so
After this class, I'll be sending out some work for you. ठीक है. So and that will happen by tomorrow morning. You'll get an email ke what you intend to do by the week next class. So and we'll have a better coordination, inshallah. And is this the mode of discussion, teaching, okay, works with you, or do you want something else to happen in the class? Some
No,
other
sir, it's
kind of
perfectly fine, I
pedagogical.
guess.
for asking specifically to me sir
I'm talking to everyone.
all right
Yes, sir. This is totally fine, I guess.
Sir, I think
Okay.
this mode of teaching is perfectly fine.
चले ठीक है.
Hmm.
So
Yes,
it
sir, I
suits
agree. I
everyone.
agree. Fully.
ठीक है. चले. Thank you everyone.
so
Thank you,
stuff
sir.
won't be happening
Thank you,
live
sir.
classes won't be happening over
Sir,
here
in the end, I would
Thank you.
like to endorse what you said about the experience I had. You were right about the consultancy and the contractors we are having. They are doing this. They are ignoring these things, but we are trying our best to implement the things we have in future to do. Like we have told them to relocate all the that plants to a area where we are not involved. This could be better.
Right. So
So,
who is your consultant on this project?
sir, we have HES consultancy and arts consultancy. They are IMC representatives. Inter-
Okay.
Independent monitoring.
Atif Saab is coming from Arch Consult and has consultants.
HES consult Farooq Ali Khan.
Farooq Ali Khan. अच्छा.
Yes.
ठीक है. Well, that is good. So
Yes.
whatever works for you, that is good. It is very unfortunate that they did not identify this thing, and
Yes,
they
they
had
in
to
the
face a
start
lot
they
of
did not
embarrassment.
identify this, but
Yes.
when we have lenders visit the lenders Rena audit, when we have lenders Rena audit, they highlighted these issues. Then our client conducted these surveys. But
Yes, that is very unfortunate, and that is
yes,
just one of the things that that is just not one of the things that they may have missed out,
the bird monitor,
because
yes, I know.
yes,
They miss bird monitoring at the start, which we
they
started
miss
later
bird
on.
monitoring,
Yes,
and also because I've studied desert ecology for some time, I know for a fact that there are certain endemic snakes that are found in this area that are not highlighted in some of the wind farm projects also. That
true.
is very unfortunate, but what to say?
Yeah, we can just see what we are
Great.
while we
Yes,
are at projects. We cannot, and
yes,
we are at lower position, not uh, higher, so we cannot just involve in that deeply.
yes,
Clients sometimes do that thing secretly and skip these things so that they can be
yes,
economically safe.
yes, yes. It is very unfortunate. Ji Aska, you were saying something. Aska, you were saying something.
Just a second, hear me. Am I
थोड़ा जोर
audible?
से बोलिएगा.
Sir, am I audible?
जी अब थोड़ा थोड़ा प्लीज.
Yes, sir. मैं सर मेरी तरफ से सजेशन यही है कि आई एम willing to nominate myself if
ठीक है.
everyone agrees कि व्हाट्सएप एक ऐसा मीडियम है जिसको जो है आसानी से सब देख लेते हैं ना अपनी
सही है.
जनरेशन में कि आई वाज पर्सनली आस्किंग टू मी आई वाज वेरी मच विलिंग एंड इंटरेस्टेड फॉर द ऑन
ठीक है.
क्लासेस
ठीक है.
तो
ठीक है.
वुड सजेस्ट कि कब हमारी जो है फिजिकल होनी और कब हमारी जो है लाइव होनी क्लासेस मतलब किसी मोड पे ऑनलाइन पे तो
राइट.
उसके सजेशन
राइट.
जैसे टीचर से कोऑर्डिनेट होकर ना
ठीक
एक
है.
सीआर से लिंक अप हो जाते हैं तो सीआर जो है सबको एक तरह से कम्युनिकेट कर देते हैं
बेहतर हो जाएगा. बेहतर हो जाएगा उसका.
इस तरह
मुझे
से
कोई इशू नहीं है.
आई एम विलिंग
मेरे ख्याल से किसी और को भी इशू नहीं होगा. अगर किसी और को इशू है तो बता दें
No,
अभी.
sir. No, sir. Mr. Aska can do this, so I'm okay
ठीक.
with that.
ठीक है. बेहतर हो
किस चीज का
जाएगा.
सर? मैंने उनकी बात सुनी नहीं, जरा आप रिपीट करेंगे उनकी बात?
वो असका जो है वो क्लास रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बनना चाहते हैं ताकि
जी जी
बेहतर कोऑर्डिनेशन हो सके.
जी जी,
आपको
बेशक
उस पर
बने,
कोई
बेशक
एतराज है?
बने। नहीं नहीं सर, बिल्कुल इतराज।
ठीक है. चले. थैंक यू एवरीवन. प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू. और
Thank
इंशाल्लाह
you, sir.
अंटिल द
Thank you so
नेक्स्ट
much.
क्लास,
Thank you,
अपना
sir.
ख्याल रखिएगा, एंड
जी
विल
सर,
सी यू
बिल्कुल,
इन द
थैंक
नेक्स्ट
यू.
क्लास. थैंक
ओके,
यू.
ओके सर,
Thank
थैंक
you,
यू,
sir.
थैंक
टेक
Thank
यू
केयर,
you.
फॉर
अल्लाह
योर
हाफिज।
टाइम, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर
Allah Hafiz.
फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
अल्लाह
अल्लाह
हाफिज.
हाफिज.
Allah Hafiz,
अल्लाह
everyone.
हाफिज.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
अल्लाह हाफिज. अल्लाह हाफिज एवरीवन, थैंक यू.
अल्लाह हाफिज.